All right, everybody, we are live, and we are here. We got everybody. This is the first time we've had everybody in forever, man. It's been like 3 weeks since I don't know. It's been a while since at least podcast one, and even Dad wasn't a part of it then. But we got Blake, wave. Okay. We got Dad, Antonio, and Jake. All right, guys, we're gonna go and get started right away here. We're gonna go straight into UFC and MLB and get these done with real fast. Okay, UFC. I got my first question, Dad and Jake, right out of the bat. All right, we watched Jan and Glover Teixeira fight over the weekend. Right, Glover Teixeira pulls off the biggest upset, and well, not the biggest upset, but it was a pretty big upset. No one expected it, right? And
right.
So my question, right, is Jan finished after that? He's old. Is Jan finished?
Well, he's 38. I ain't gonna consider him old, but he's older in UFC years. Let's say that. But I don't know. I don't. It's hard to tell right now because you really don't have. I might be thinking of another weight class, but there's really not a lot behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who do we got behind him that's going to contend for the belt?
You got Yuri. Dominic Reyes is on a big losing streak, but you have him. You got Rakic, who's a really boring fighter, but he's on a win streak. Diego Santos just won. And then you have the guy we just watched win this past night, and that's Magomed Ankalaev.
Oh, yeah, I forget about him. Him and Yuri, I think that's going to be the division.
Imagine that fight.
Oh, wouldn't it be? Yeah, it'll be coming. It'll come. But that's going to be a good. I forget about the Russian, and I always forget about Yuri for whatever reason. I don't know why, but he was out there in the audience when we watched. Yeah. And I imagine he's going to get a rematch for his title or another shot at it. Teixeira's going to give him one, right? Did we hear that or not?
No.
No, Teixeira did say in the press conference and stuff afterwards that Yuri will be his opponent next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're not going to be on us straight away. Wow.
No. Well, Jan doesn't deserve it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If it would have been like a close fight, maybe. But even then, I don't think he deserves it. I think title defenses make you deserve a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, I agree to a certain extent. We'll see how it works out.
Do you think?
I'd say we'll fight Teixeira for the title. Yuri will get the title, and then Jan will get another shot at it from there. And I'd say Yuri may have it till the Russian gets there.
So you think Jan's not finished, though?
No, I don't think he's done. No, I don't. But do I think he'll get the title again? It's going to be tough for him.
All right, Jake?
I don't think he's finished, mainly because of how bad his division is.
Yeah.
And he just seemed unprepared against Glover Teixeira, so I think he'll stay. Like, his name will be in the hat for a top contender in that division for maybe another year. Depends what he wants to do. He might retire. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I would say his time with the belt is over. He'll never have the belt again. But I don't think he's completely finished yet. He just looked really bad that night, and is what it is.
Yeah, I think he is done. I think he looked really, really bad. And I think his age showed a lot in that fight too. I mean, not only was he getting dominated, but I watched a video and it was about the submission. You know that submission wasn't even in. It wasn't even choking him. Yep, and
he told
Jan said it was in.
Yeah, it was.
After it was in. It was in his neck. He had it.
It just touched the neck. And whenever it touched the neck, he tapped. And people, from what I watched on breakdown videos, are saying it was because he was completely gassed. And I think if you rewatch the fight, and I already have, and he gets tired, even when he gets taken down. I think, and also whenever you go into a fight that automatically becomes a lot harder than you expected it to be, you immediately start panicking. And I think he just got outworked, and I think he's done. I think he looked old, and I was thinking about a fight to make for him, and I think Jan and Thiago Santos, that rematch would be cool. And if not that one, I think you could do Dominic Reyes and Jan again. I know Dominic Reyes coming off 2 losses, but they're both to Jan and him, and
Yeah.
I think if that would be a good way to see how good Jan really is if he fought Dominic Reyes again.
You're right. The more I think about the fight, he was gassed.
Because you got to think, Dominic Reyes didn't even look bad against Yuri. It's just Yuri was like an absolute freak.
Yeah.
So,
and you got to think, John caught Glover one time. I mean, I don't know if you'd say he caught him, but he hit him with that combination, and I ain't going to say it caught him. It landed flush. But I mean, that was it. That was all it was.
Yeah.
All right. That was it.
Here we go. Let's move on. We got UFC 268, I think that's what it's called, coming up right here. Main event, we got Colby versus Usman, right? So this is a rematch for the welterweight title. Kamaru Usman already knocked him out once in the 5th round in a super competitive fight. So, what will Colby have to do differently if he's going to beat Usman this time? Jake?
I think he'll have to mix in his grappling. I don't know if he could take down Usman, but I don't think he could stand with him anymore because Usman's gotten like 10 times better at stand-up since that fight, and he'll end up like Colby will end up like Masvidal if he tries to stand with him for too long. Unless Colby's like gotten a lot better, we just haven't been able to see it. But he'll have to mix in something different besides standing up with him.
Yeah, Dad.
Well, remember he didn't get knocked out, but they did stop it. And he broke his jaw, even though he says he didn't break his jaw, but he did. That was proven. And that was a heck of a fight, all the way up till that last round. I believe it was the 5th round, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 5th round. Kobe's not fought nobody since Woodley, and you might as well say it's been almost a year, or if it ain't been a year since he's fought. I think he'll be gone by round 2.
Colby?
I think Usman will knock him out by round 2. Yeah, knock Kobe out by round 3 at the most.
Okay, so what I think Colby's has to do differently is I agree with Jake. I think it's wrestling, but the only thing I disagree with what Jake said is I actually think Colby has a good shot to take him down. Recently, in Usman's fights that we've watched, 1, he's done a lot of stand-up, but 2, he didn't even attempt to take down Burns, which obviously, after watching Burns single-handedly, handle Wonder Boy. And then whenever he took down Masvidal, he had to try a couple times, and then he finally got him down. So, I know that's what Masvidal's been trained for that whole camp, but who's to say if Colby's trained to take him down the whole camp, he can't. I think Colby's a better wrestler. But even if he doesn't take him down, I think it'll open up his striking a lot if he attempts to take him down. Yeah. And I would like to see whose cardio is better. I want to see Colby push him to the pace, and I want to see him pepper that jab in. I want to see jab, he gets out of the way, and then shoots, stuffs it, who cares? Back up, jab, out of the way. You got to win on points early against Kamaru Usman without getting touched. And then once it's late, because we all know Kamaru Usman has power, but if you look at all of his knockouts, besides the Colby one, they're all really early. So I wonder if that power will eventually fade away going into late, and especially if Colby's still there, because we know Colby has a pretty good chin. I mean, if he doesn't have a freak accident where he breaks his jaw, then he probably doesn't get knocked out. I think Usman still wins that fight. I'm just saying I don't think he gets knocked out. But
I think he's got a great chance up to about the 3rd round, and that's it. Maybe 2nd or 3rd round, that's it. He's got to get it done quick. And you're right. I think he's got to. Well, he pushed the cardio on him last time, and he done really good with that. So I think you can tell in the 4th round. I rewatched it. I think it was the 4th round or 3rd round, 1 to 2. Kamaru Usman was gassing out a little bit. You could tell the difference, and Kobe come on real strong in one of those rounds. So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on away from UFC here. We're gonna go into MLB. Antonio, Blake, I have one question here in MLB. You think you can answer? It's about Braves and Astros. Have you all watched or kept up with the series at all? It's not a hard question.
Go Braves.
Do you think you can answer the question, Blake? No.
We're gonna try to.
Okay. All right. Antonio. Antonio might be getting fussed out. Okay. All right. So we got my questions. All right. Braves choked last night, big time. They got up to a big lead and then fumbled the bag. Right. This makes you think, man, because Braves have a little bit of history fumbling the bag in the playoffs. Now you go back to Houston in 2 games. Houston's bats exploded anyways late. So you think maybe they get a little hot? Maybe Braves choke a little bit? So my question is, now that we've seen it, I want the new your new playoff predictions. Or your World Series predictions now. You got 2 games left. I want your new playoff predictions. Blake, you want to go and try it or no?
Go Braves.
All right. Dad, go.
Well, originally I said Braves in 5, and they pooped to bed last night. So I'm gonna still stick with this. I'm gonna say Braves in 6. I think they get it done in Houston the first game.
Okay. Jake?
I also started with Braves in 6, and I'm going to stick with that because now we got the day off. We're going to have the starting pitching advantage. Max Fried has not looked too hot his last 2 starts, but I'm going to have to just go out on a limb and say he's due for a pretty good outing, hopefully at least 6 or 7 innings. And the bullpen will have all our best guys ready to go. So I think we got to take it game 6. If not, game 7 is going to be rough, but I like Braves in 6.
All right. Antonio?
I got Astros in 7.
Okay. Blake got to Astros in 7. Antonio?
Astros in 7. Oh,
Astros
cap.
in 7. All right.
Both of-
All right, listen. I hate the Astros, okay?
I do too.
I
They're
think-
cheating.
I think the Braves' best shot to win is game 6. If they do not win game 6, I think Astros will win. And I'm going to make my prediction here, all right? I'm going Astros in 7 as well. I just think now that they're back at home, I think they're going to fumble, and this is what it is, man. So I'm going Astros in 7. I think their bats are hot now, and I think the momentum's going to swing after last night.
Oh.
But I do think if the Braves get done, it will be in Game 6. If they don't get done in Game 6, then I think they should just go ahead and hand the trophies to the Astros after Game 6. Alrighty, let's go to college football where everyone gets to answer. Woo!
Oh no.
All right, Week 9 review, fellas. Week 9 review. Michigan State and Michigan played a huge game last week. Biggest game of the week. And Michigan gets off to a hot start, jumping on them early, and then fumbles the bag. So, is Michigan State... So, I'm going to put you guys in a scenario here, okay, about Michigan State after we watch them play. Because that was their first real test, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they play Ohio State, and let's say they lose to Ohio State. Okay, so we're looking at a Michigan State team with 1 loss who doesn't make the Big Ten championship, okay, because Ohio State's on their side.
Mm-hmm.
With that resume, would Michigan State still make the playoffs? They're 1 loss, and we'll say it's to Ohio State at Ohio State, and it's a close game. So 1 loss is Michigan State a playoff team. Blake.
See, the only reason I see them not making the playoffs is just that loss is super late in the season, and that's gonna hurt them, especially now. Already as packed as the playoff is right now, there's even talk about some the ranked 10 teams and 9 teams even coming in and making the playoffs somehow. So I think it's way too packed. And if they get a loss that late in the season, they're not going to make it.
Okay. Dad?
No, well, I agree with Blake. I think if they get that loss late, I don't think they'll make it in. It has to be earlier than that.
Okay. Antonio?
No, I don't think so, because if they made their conference championship from loss and won, then definitely put them in, but
Yep.
not if they just lose a game and not go to a championship.
Jake?
Yeah, I would say no as well if they lose late in the season.
I think no, but I'm not going to completely write it off just because I think this would be the best shot to see a 2-team Big Ten, because you could also have a case where Michigan beats Ohio State, and then you have Michigan making the conference championship, Michigan State with 1 loss, and then it could be a big mess there. And then you have both teams, and then say if Michigan loses in the conference championship, then you have a big mess. But I just want to see what you guys would say about that. But I do think there's a legit shot. I think they have the best shot as a conference to get 2 teams in this year. I don't, because I think Georgia is gonna just too good. I think Georgia's just too good, and I think they're gonna beat Alabama. Yeah.
I don't.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, all right. Here we go. So, Iowa, poor Iowa, man, poor Iowa.
Yeah.
Just
off the map.
started so good, and then got beat. Dude, I gotta tell you something. I want to tell you guys something. If Jake looks up at a TV after I tell him a spread, and he goes, "Why is that team favored?" You expect the other team that's not favored to get absolutely ran over. Okay? Me and Jake sitting on the couch watching the fights. I look up there and I go, "It's weird that Wisconsin's the favorite in that game." He goes, "Why is Wisconsin the favorite in that game?" Then Wisconsin proceeds to beat him 27-7. All right.
Yeah.
So my question, right, is Iowa that bad? Because every game Wisconsin's played in so far this year, they've been at least close in the numbers and spreads. And they've made pretty competitive games for the most part. Right? So my question is Iowa that bad, or is Wisconsin that good? Jake.
Lately Iowa's been that bad because Wisconsin's quarterback is not that good, and I don't really know what's going on with Iowa, but I would say they're that bad now. I think they were hot early or something, but I'm not watching them play enough, really, to be honest with you.
Okay. Antonio?
I was never really high on Iowa. Like, I think they're top 15, but I didn't think that they were that great. And also, I think Wisconsin is like a Dollar Tree version of Georgia. I do because I think their defense is really good. Wisconsin defense, I think they're really good, but their offense is just horrible.
Yep. Okay. Dad?
I think Iowa's just that bad. I think they were hot beginning of the year. Who all they were playing too, and it made them look that way.
Yeah.
And now Wisconsin's not great either.
No.
I'm like Jake. I've not watched them enough to say a lot about them. It's just, yeah, they're bad.
Yeah.
I think.
Blake?
Yeah.
See, this one's weird because Iowa didn't really play. I mean, they had some tough games early, yeah. Maybe you could call them tough, but Wisconsin, I trashed on Wisconsin very early as well, like super early. And I always said that they weren't a very good Wisconsin team, and they come out and just beat Iowa. I think Iowa's overrated. I think they were overrated to begin with as well, even though I was rooting for them.
Yeah. Okay. I think Iowa's that bad. I think Iowa's just overrated. I think when their defense doesn't show up, you might as well just count them down as a loss. Because whenever they lose bad. And that's what happened. So, yeah, I think Iowa's that bad. So, we watched Auburn, right, pick up a win against Ole Miss. All right? That's Blake's boys, War Eagle.
War Eagle, baby.
And they beat them. They beat Ole Miss. It was a really good win. So, people are now talking about Auburn being able to be a dark horse in the West. So, what do you think's your percentage chance Auburn wins the West Division in the SEC? Blake?
Yep. Okay. West. Looking at who else we have Texas A&M. I think a pretty good Texas A&M team. I mean, they beat honestly, the number 2 team in the nation. I don't think Cincinnati's better than Alabama. They're the number 2 team in the nation. They beat them. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be rough. I mean, Mississippi State and South Carolina, we should, run them out of the stadium. But Bama and Texas A&M, I don't know. I think we have a chance. I think we have about a 30% chance to win the West.
You think you should run Mississippi State out of the stadium?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Smoke Monday. Hey, Air Raid, he's having 7 picks, man. Mike Leach, get him out of here.
Dad?
Yeah, I ain't giving them much of a chance to win the West. I'm
uneducated.
We'll just, yeah. I don't give them much. They're nobody. They're just out there right now. Sorry, Blake.
Okay, no. When we win the West, you're gonna look stupid, so it'd be all right.
Win the what?
When we win the
The
West,
West of
All right,
what?
let's go, Antonio. It's your turn, buddy.
The West of what, Blake?
the SEC West, baby, we winning now.
The West
Hey,
of
we
the
are.
state? No. What? No.
We beating
No.
Bama. We beating Bama. We beating Bama.
Not beating Alabama.
Please somebody clip this,
We
bro.
beating Bama. We beating Bama.
Uh,
Clip it.
all right, whatever. Anyways, I would say about 30.
Wow.
If they didn't have to play Mississippi State and Texas A&M, then I'd probably give them a higher chance because I think they do have a chance against Alabama. I think Alabama's going to win, obviously, but I think they have a chance. But they have to get past those games, and you can't look past Mississippi State. I mean, that's been proven. I mean, they're not the best, but like they show up randomly. So
They did just beat Kentucky, didn't they?
Smoke them like a
not that
drum. Jake?
0. I give him a 0% chance. Alabama's
Wow.
gonna win it as usual.
Wow.
I also give them 0% chance. I think still I think they're still overrated. I think Ole Miss is.
Yep.
I've been saying Ole Miss is overrated since week 1 though. So, but I just think Auburn's just. Now I say they could still beat Alabama and lose the West. I think it wouldn't. I don't know. I couldn't tell you who's going to win the West. I just don't think it'll be Auburn. And
No.
I am a firm believer whoever makes it to the SEC championship is getting road stomped, but it doesn't matter. So, all right, move on here. Right, Ohio State beat Penn State. This is a fairly competitive game for the most part, but Ohio State had a little healthy score there at the end. Are they Big Ten favorites now? Jake?
Yeah.
Or whoever, Dad, you want to answer? Go.
Yeah, they're Big Ten favorites.
Okay.
I want Penn State to win so bad, but it didn't happen. They made it competitive up till, like you said, last score there. They kind of picked off a little, or ran off a little bit, but yeah, got to give it to them.
Okay. Jake?
Yeah, I agree. I think Ohio State's probably the favorites now to win.
Yeah. Antonio?
I'm gonna go Michigan State, to be honest.
Okay.
I watched the game. I watched that Michigan game, and I liked what I saw from Michigan State, and I'm pretty confident in Michigan State.
Okay. I think Michigan State's defense could cause big problems for Ohio State when that game happens. That'll be strength. Yeah, that'll be strength versus strength. I'd love to see how that game goes. Blake?
You know, I'm gonna have to go with Antonio here as well and go Michigan State. I think they have a lot of momentum too, so that's just gonna be hard to beat. No, Ohio State also has that. They also have that star power as well. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting game.
Do they play?
Yeah, they're on the same side.
Is it? Where's it at?
I believe it's at Ohio State.
Oh,
But
can we just talk about the Big Ten conference though for a second?
It's really
Like they need to. I don't know. I don't like Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State all being on the same side.
Yeah,
it's
true.
so like just
because the
lost.
other side's awful.
Yeah, it's so boring. Like Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State are all on the same side.
Like I'm tired of seeing Northwestern in the championship game. Like it's not fun.
At 8-4,
Being honest.
at 8-4, Northwestern ranked 22nd versus number 1 Ohio State undefeated. Every
Yeah.
I think Ohio State's Big Ten favorites right now. I think their offense is just too good, and their defense is finally starting to figure it out a little bit. So I think if they could have a mediocre defense, I think they're Big Ten favorites. Okay, we're gonna go into Week 10 preview now of college football. Very first game. Okay, we're gonna do the thing now. We didn't do this last week because it was kind of on the fly, but I got everything set up now. I'm fancy looking. So we're gonna go through. You're gonna tell me your outright winner and who's gonna cover the spread. All right. There's a lot of sneaky games this week. No really headliners, just a bunch of sneaky games. Okay, we got Wake Forest at North Carolina. North Carolina is -2.5 favorites over Wake Forest.
Yep.
North Carolina's 4-4. All right, Blake, give me your outright winner and who you think, or just tell me your outright winner and how many points you think that winner is going to win by.
I'm gonna say Wake Forest.
Okay.
I think everybody, even including the people that are making the spreads or whatever, or however the spreads are done, I think they're completely counting out, like, I guess, Wake Forest in a way. And I think this is a completely different Wake Forest team. They're out going to win. I think it'll be by 2 or 3 scores.
2 or 3 scores. Okay, going big. All right, Dad.
I'm gonna take Wake Forest also, but I think it's gonna be more like 7 points. I still think they got a high-powered offense, but they just don't have the defense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Antonio.
I'll have to agree, but it is Chapel Hill, so like I just. But I'm gonna go Wake Forest by like 20.
By 20.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. That caught me off guard big time. All right. Go ahead, Jake.
I'll take Wake Forest by 10.
10. Okay, I'm gonna be the odd man out. I'm going North Carolina. I think it's gonna be a shootout. First of all, but I think both teams are gonna be in the 40s, in my opinion. And I think North Carolina will, in a shootout, I gotta always take the home team. If it's gonna be a shootout, I gotta take the home team. So I'm gonna go North Carolina. I think by late touchdown, 7, seals the deal. And yeah, I think somehow finally looks like the quarterback he's supposed to look like. And so I think North Carolina by 7. All right, next game. This is a sneaky game, and a lot of people's not giving this game enough attention. This is Liberty at Ole Miss, number 15 Ole Miss. Okay, now the reason this game's kind of sneaky, the spread here is Ole Miss by -9.5. Liberty's a good football team, and they have a high-powered offense. And this is kind of a similar game to what we just looked at, where kind of no defense and a lot of offense. Liberty and Ole Miss, the exact same way. A lot of offense and no defense. Okay, so we're going to start with Jake this time. Who you got and by how much?
Is Matt Corral healthy? Because I know he got hurt. Is he good to go?
I believe he is good to go. Yeah, I haven't heard anything different.
Okay, I'll take Ole Miss by 7.
Okay. Antonio?
I'm gonna go Ole Miss probably by 2 to 3 touchdowns. But I do like Liberty. I think they're a good team, and they're also coached by Hugh Freeze, right?
Yep.
Which is also he was at Ole Miss, but I still got by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Okay, Dad?
Well, I think it's Ole Miss by 14. I think Liberty's got the high-powered offense, but you're just looking at the teams they play during the season. I think it's just going to be blowout, more or less.
Okay, Blake?
I think it'll be a pretty close game, in my opinion. I think it'll be either 7 or by a field goal. We'll decide that game.
Who are you going to pick?
I gotta go Mississippi State because I know Matt Corral will probably show up last second. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Easy.
When did my man transfer to Mississippi State?
I meant my bad. Not Mississippi State.
My boy
Mississippi.
hit that.
Ole Miss.
Real bad.
Oh.
My bad.
We all just looked at the camera like, what the heck? All right, I think Ole Miss will win by about 17. I think it'll be competitive. Fourth quarter, though, I think once they start rotating guys in, I think that's when they'll show the difference. The depth is just too much there for Ole Miss to be a bigger school.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. I'm going to start this one off, okay? Because this is my upset of the week. Okay, we talked about Big Ten favorites and stuff. All right, number 5, Michigan State goes to Purdue. Michigan State's a negative 3-point favorite, and I got Purdue. I got Purdue by 14. That's my upset pick of the week here. I got Purdue by 14. I think Purdue is a good little team. I think they're all right. I think they're pretty good, but I think Michigan State will struggle to score points in this game. I think it'll be low scoring, and I'm going to go Purdue by 14. I think they find a way to score on Michigan State. I think you'll see a lot of trick plays in this game and weird designs by Purdue, kind of laying it all out because why not? And I think Purdue gets the win here, gets the upset. Especially also, I think Michigan State's still going to be on cloud 9 too after this game, after beating Michigan in that close game. So we'll go to Antonio.
I think it's a really tough game for Michigan State, but I don't think Purdue got enough magic in that bag that they be having. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go MSU by like 10.
Okay. Blake?
I'm gonna go What's the spread on that game?
It is Michigan State -3.
I don't know. I feel like Michigan State's going to have a fire under them just because they have a chance to go to the playoffs.
Okay. All right, Jake.
I'll take Michigan State by 3 in that game.
So you're going with the spread.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
No, I'm with you on this one. I think Purdue's going to try to get in there and get them.
Yeah, go Boilermakers, baby.
Yeah, I think they're still high on this Michigan team they beat. It's
Yep.
not ready for Purdue.
Yeah, Cloud9's going to catch them.
Yeah, I think so. They're not the team that they look like they are.
I agree. All right, we're going to go to what should be game day, but it's not for some reason. And that's number 12 Auburn at number 13 Texas A&M. Blake's or Eagles got a big game this week, baby.
Listen,
Texas,
all I'm going to say.
Hold on! Texas A&M is -4.5 favorites. Blake, go for it.
All I'm going to say is I'm pretty sure the statistic I read this week, we have not lost in College Station against Texas A&M. They beat us out Jordan Hare, but we haven't lost there. I got Auburn by 7.
Mom just said, Blake, what are you eating?
Oh.
Hey, it sounds good, my boy.
Okay.
They're these Trolley eggs, Trolley sour
Are we
eggs.
sponsored? Yo.
Yeah.
Sour candy.
Whoa.
Okay, go, Antonio.
Oh, listen, I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I like Auburn, but not as much as I like Texas A&M.
Yeah,
Give
go
me
Aggies!
the
Yeah!
by 13.
Go Aggies, baby!
I don't think Auburn has enough to beat Texas A&M.
All right, I want to go because now I'm fired up. Blake, you think Alabama couldn't even roll into Texas A&M and win? Ain't no way. Auburn goes in. Ain't no way Auburn goes in there and wins.
That's because we beaten Bama this year.
There's zero. I don't care who you're beating. You could beat the New England Patriots, brother, but you ain't beating Texas A&M this Saturday.
We're
Don't
beating
care.
them.
No, but I want you to listen to me though. I want you to listen to me because Bo Nix, he's getting benched for this game, buddy. He's getting sent on the bench. No cap. I swear. I promise you, he will. Okay, this score is gonna be all right. This I'm gonna call on a dime. You ready? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
31-14, Texas A&M. All right, hit him with it, Jake.
I'll take A&M by 14.
Yeah! Woo! Aggies across the board.
Y'all sleeping on Auburn, man.
Come on, Dad. Go on, finish it off. Hit him in the gut.
I got the blanket. I'll go get a pillow. I will sleep on him really good. Really good.
Hit him in the gut, Dad.
I can't believe them boys give me such a hard time over Auburn. You know, they did come off a win this past week, right?
Yep.
Ole Miss. But you know they're gonna get beat this coming week.
Yeah! Go Aggies, baby.
Look, they're playing over their head a little bit because they beat Ole Miss. And Ole Miss, they've been in and out of it where Auburn ain't even been in it. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. So I'm gonna say by 10 anyways.
Okay. All right. Moving on here. Last game we're going to preview here. Okay, it's the last really close one in the top 25. Tennessee goes to number 18, Kentucky. Kentucky is -1 point favorites. Might as well be even. All right.
Kentucky?
Yeah. Antonio, who you got?
Look, hear me out. I've been in that stadium, okay? I've been in that stadium. I felt I've felt the loudest it's ever been. Probably ever. Okay?
Huh?
So, here's the thing. If Tennessee lets Kentucky hang around, because I think Tennessee should win. If they go off to a hot start, they should definitely win because
I think Tennessee's a better team.
Yeah. Kentucky doesn't have enough offensively to compete at like Tennessee's level offensively.
Yeah, I agree.
But if that game is close in the third, fourth quarter, Kentucky is definitely going to win that game. Just because of that crowd.
Yeah.
That crowd is insane.
So who you got?
I think I'm going to go Kentucky by 3.
Kentucky by 3. Okay. Dad?
Is it in Kentucky or is
Yeah,
it in?
it's in Kentucky.
Mm. I'm gonna take Tennessee. I think Tennessee can do it.
Okay.
It's in their way. They've been so close on so many games. I think they get this one. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna say by 7.
All right, Jake.
Yeah.
I've been calling for Tennessee to win this game for weeks now,
You have?
so I gotta take Tennessee by 7. I'm gonna
Tennessee
stick
by
to my
7.
pick.
All right, Blake.
You said it's at Kentucky, right?
At Kentucky. Yep.
I got Kentucky by 14.
14.
Whoa.
I don't know about all that. That's a big jump. All right. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think it's gonna be super close. I think I mean it's a rival game too. I think it's gonna be a really good game. They're both on kind of losing streaks here. They both played pretty good teams, besides Kentucky really hasn't played like crazy good teams, not like Tennessee's played.
Right.
But I think man, I really don't know. It's a coin toss. I think if they played 10 times, both teams wins 5 times each. So I really don't know. I just think whoever comes out there and this just sounds stupid, but whoever comes out there and plays the better game obviously is going to win. But you know what I mean. Just whoever's day it is when they walk out there, because I think it's just so close. But I'm going to go Tennessee. I like their offense, and I think they get enough stops on defense. I think Kentucky jumps out on them early though. But I think Tennessee rallies, make a comeback. I think they'll get like 2 picks this game. So 2 interceptions. I'm going to go Tennessee by a field goal late. We'll go 3.
I'm telling you, though, that is not a place you want to be whenever it's like a 3-point game midway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
It's not where you want to be.
All right. Did you guys know this? NCAA basketball starts next week.
Yep.
Next week.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just sitting there and I opened up my ESPN and I saw Clemson plays Puerto Rico University State. I was like, huh. I was like, that's basketball, baby. Holy crap, we're here. And yeah, so I just got one thing on here, okay? And I noticed it, and they talked about it. You know, the preseason polls, top 25, came out last week. And I noticed it then, and I was going to put it on the last podcast, but I said we'll wait until we're a week out, right? Because next week when we're talking about it, we'll be one day away from opening day, I think, or maybe it even starts on Monday. I'm not sure. But Baylor, the defending national champions, or whatever you want to call it, March Madness, I don't know what they're called, is 8th in the preseason poll. You think that's disrespectful, or do you think they're where they should be? Blake.
You know, with basketball, you can't really look at your rankings like you can football because of how many people leave and transfer every year. I think I wouldn't say it's disrespectful, but I do think they should be like 4 and 5. But I think 8 is like the lowest I could see them being ranked without it being disrespectful.
Okay. Dad?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know enough about them. I mean, I didn't pay enough attention last year to them, so I really don't know.
Okay. Jake?
I would say ranking them 8 is slight disrespect. But I really don't know how recruiting went for the teams ahead of them and for them, and who stayed. So I really can't give a full opinion. But 8's a little low. But
Yeah. Okay, Antonio?
So I'm going to go with 8. It's a little bit too high. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a run, but they had so many guys leave, and all those guys were like really experienced. Like if you watched that national championship game where they played Gonzaga, they literally won because they're stronger.
Yeah.
And most of those guys are left. So like Jake said, it just depends on recruiting. But I think honestly, I think the 8 is a little bit too high for them, just because of what they've lost.
Yeah, I agree. I think they could definitely be I think they could definitely be lower. I think they could. I mean, they could drop all the way to 12th or 13th, and I still don't think it'd be disrespectful. Because also preseason polls don't even matter that much. You're gonna get a chance to prove yourself regardless if you feel disrespected or not. But no, I don't think it's disrespectful at all because it's a new year. What you did last year doesn't matter this year at all, in my eyes.
No.
I mean, it's nice. It'll be something to look back on, when you're making fun of your friends. If you're a Baylor fan, like at least we won the national championship that year. Cool. Don't matter this year. All right, let's move on to the NFL. Okay. We had some, I think the American Conference. I could be clowning myself right now. But we had some big things happen in the American Conference. Okay. And I want you guys to rank these teams best to worst. All right. And I want to do it this way. Okay, I want to do it this way. I want Blake, I want you to rank them best to worst.
All the teams in the
No,
AFC?
No. I'm going to give you 4 teams. Or wait,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to give you 5 teams. All right, and then Antonio, I want you to tell him why he's wrong. Unless he's right, then you agree with him. I want you to tell him why he's wrong.
No, you always pick Antonio. You always do.
Because I do it on purpose because it's great content. It goes perfect with each other, man. All right, here we go. You ready? The Bills, Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, the Bengals, Titans, and Raiders. Now, if you tell me if you need that list repeated or anything, let me know.
All right.
Best to worst.
Best to worst. All right. So, obviously, Bills number 1.
Okay.
Josh Allen, unstoppable.
Okay, wait, hold on. Antonio, you agree so far?
Sure.
Okay.
Listen. Ravens, number 2. They just have a lot of injury. And they're still playing at a high level. Like, that is ridiculous with how much injury they have. Number 3, the Bengals. And what was the other team you said?
After the Bengals, Titans and Raiders.
Oh, man.
We just put the Ravens at number 2, or am I just like
Yeah.
please, like did I hear that right? Like,
Now, the reason I put them at number 2 is because they just lost their biggest run threat. And that's like that. Now they have to look to who's it? AJ Brown and Julio, right? Or are they both hurt still?
That's the Titans.
what are you on?
I know.
What are you on?
I'm talking about
What
the
are
Titans.
you on?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Titans.
Adrian Peterson is running back.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they have literally no run threat anymore.
Wow.
And now they have to look to their 2 wide receivers with Ryan Tannehill at QB. And I think now that teams don't have to respect the run as much with them.
What that mean, Blake?
Huh?
What do you mean by Ryan Tannehill at quarterback?
I mean, he's not the greatest quarterback in the league.
All right, but you don't got to be great
mediocre.
Joe Jones. I mean, you saw what he did on the Falcons.
I mean, yeah, but Matt Ryan goat. So, anyways, like I was saying. Let me finish my list. I think Raiders. I don't know. The Raiders they're gonna choke eventually. So I think they're not as good. I think the Titans are 4th. Ravens are 2nd. Bills are 1st. And then, Titans. And what? Not Ravens. Raiders, yeah.
Okay, just start from the top. Go.
Okay.
Best to worst.
Okay, hold up. All right.
I'm gonna
Best
write down
is
your list. Hold on. Okay. Go.
Okay. All right, we got Bills at number 1.
Okay.
We have Ravens at number 2.
Okay.
Titans at number 3.
Okay.
Bengals 4, Raiders 5. You said Bengals, right?
Yep.
Or did you just say
Yep.
okay?
And Raiders. Okay. All right.
That's my list.
Disagree with that list?
Yeah, I'm dropping the Titans way down. I'm putting the Raiders above the Ravens because I don't know. I just feel like the Raiders are better than the Ravens. I think it's very disrespectful that you put the Raiders as the worst team in that list. I mean, I know the Raiders aren't great, but geez, the last? last, bro.
Listen, I think the Bengals have power, man. Like they literally ran the team on top of their division, or not on top of their division, but on top of like whatever the league's called. 'Cause I'm not big on NFL, so I don't know what they're
Blake.
called. I'm just saying they ran them out the stadium.
Blake,
That's all I'm gonna say. What?
Blake, did you watch the Bengals last game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wait, hold on. No, I was talking about the
I
You
know,
watched
but
the Bengals versus the.
I'm talking about
did you
the
see?
Ravens game.
Did you see what the Jets did?
Yeah, but
The New York
that's okay, so-
Jets. The New
Hey,
York Jets.
hey, trap game?
Not a real jet. The New York Jets, like the football team.
But
They
the Jets
beat 'em.
also beat the Titans, though.
Yeah,
That's true. God, that's really weird. All right, Antonio.
I think I have the perfect list.
Okay, go, Jake.
Oh God,
Oh,
here
wait,
we go.
Go, Antonio. Go,
No,
Antonio.
I want to hear yours now.
Wow, Jake.
Okay, so the AFC outside of the Bills is like the conference of the fakers right now. The Bills are the only real guys that have a chance at a Super Bowl, in my eyes. But it's Bills 1. And I know the Bengals just got beat by the Jets in a shootout. I know. But I'm pretty sure they crapped all over the Ravens, dude. Did they not?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm putting Bengals at 2. Then you put. See, now the last 3 are a little interchangeable. The Ravens are not that good of a team, but Lamar Jackson is very good. So I would put the Ravens at 3, just barely above the Raiders at 4. And the only reason Raiders are 4 is because the Titans just lost Derrick Henry. They would be 4 if they had Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So that's my list.
Okay. Dad, what's your list?
I think I agree with Jake. I mean, he's got a pretty good list right there. Yeah. I mean, they just lost their running back. Titans did, and then you got Tannehill going to have to throw the ball a little bit unless Adrian Peterson finds a way to. And he,
No way.
That's what I think. I think he's not going to be.
Tannehill's overrated.
Yeah, and Tannehill's overrated, like you said, and the receivers. I don't know. You watch them one game catch the ball, one game they can't. It's just, that ain't gonna happen. They've leaned on the running in Tennessee to get them through, so it ain't there now. I think they start losing a lot more. They were finding ways to win like they did against Indianapolis this past week. Now they're not going to have that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I agree with Jake. He's got a pretty good list right there.
I do want to bring up the fact the only reason the Titans did beat the Colts is because of Tannehill and the receivers. Had nothing to do with Derrick Henry. But
Well,
I know Derrick Henry's still the livest soul of that team.
Dude, wait. No. Carson Wentz threw big time.
He did. He
Yeah,
did throw.
Carson Wentz
They
choked
won. Like, they
hard.
won, but then he threw the screen pass and threw it right to a
Yeah,
I know they won, but still,
and he
just saying.
choked.
The only reason that game was close was because Tannehill and the receiver. But
yeah,
Yeah, Tannehill's not bad.
yeah,
he ain't bad. He's not great either. I'm just saying that threat
We'll
was there.
see.
Everybody knew it, and that's what kept them in it. And now that threat ain't there. What if Adrian Peterson? Let's just say he does not runs as good as he did. Who did he play for last? It wasn't Minnesota.
You played for the Lions last, I thought.
no,
But
wait,
no-
Lions.
it was the Redskins.
No, it was the line.
You sure it wasn't the Redskins?
It was the Lions.
It was the
Yeah,
Redskins
it's the
before
Lions.
then.
Yep.
Okay.
He
Might have
bounced
been
around
before
teams.
he played for Washington.
So now they can pin their ears back and go after Tannehill, and that's what Brady's going to happen.
Okay.
Yep. We'll see how Tannehill throws the ball now that he's forced to more.
Right.
It'll look good.
All right. All right, Jake. Green Bay, man. Packers won Thursday night.
Yeah.
Good little win, right? Beat the Cardinals. They only got one loss. They're
Mhm.
looking really good right now, right? Green Bay Super Bowl favorites, right? If not, who?
Green Bay's weird because they've had some pretty close games. Like the week before with Washington football team was a little closer than you'd like. They're kind of my Super Bowl favorites at the moment. I just don't trust them right now, though. I just watch them play. I know they were missing their three best receivers. I had them in my power rankings I made earlier today as one, so I guess technically, yeah, they're my Super Bowl favorites, but it's temporary. They won't be for long, I don't think. But right now,
Okay, Antonio.
Yeah, I agree with Jay.
All right, Dad.
No, I think I think they're without their receivers this past week. He proved the point that he can still throw the ball, and he's got enough receivers there to still win some games. If them coming back, I think they turn it up another notch.
Okay. All right, Blake.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jake.
Okay. I don't think they're Super Bowl favorites. I still think the Rams are, or the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals just literally lost to them, but I still think it's Cardinals or Rams. I think Aaron Rodgers gets to the playoffs, and I think he's gonna choke it up, and he won't win. So if I had $1 million right now and I had to pick a team, it would not be the Green Bay Packers to bet on. It'd be either the Rams or the Cardinals.
yeah,
Or the Buccaneers. One of those three.
Didn't the Rams just pick up Von
Von
Miller?
Miller.
Golly, man.
If he plays good, that's going to make them about unstoppable. If he plays like he should.
Nobody's
So.
gonna be able to score on the Rams, man. It's a shame.
Nope. And plus, Hunter, did you watch the Cardinals Packers game? Okay, well, Kyler Murray was butt cheeks the whole time, and I don't know. I can't. I'll never say they're my Super Bowl favorites. I don't guess the Cardinals. But I can't get behind what they do because they faced a pretty competent defense and they scored, but they didn't look like they usually do. I don't know. Then they beat the Rams though. It's NFC's loaded. At the end of the day, it's just so loaded right now. You can't really tell, in my opinion, who's going to come out of it.
All right. Move on. Last question about the NFL right here. I had another one on here. Does the Jets have a chance against the Colts? But we're running a little short on time here, so we're gonna speed it up a little bit. Justin Fields, right? He played really good this past week. Played really good. If he had a team around him, it'd been a lot better. So have the Bears found their quarterback? That's my question. Blake?
Honestly, if we're looking at it from his perspective or from the perspective, I think they have found a quarterback, but they need to find an O-line, or they're just gonna do what they just did to Andy Dalton and just bench him for another one here in about 2 or 3 years, because it's apparently his problem. So I think they found a quarterback. They just got to find an O-line now, a supporting cast.
Okay. Jake?
I've been saying that Justin Fields is going to be a bust since they drafted him, but right now, I'm not going to harshly judge him until they do get an O-line because it's horrendous. Like, it's one of the worst O-lines in the league. He has no time. One of his first starts, he had less than a second to throw the ball on average, so I'm not going to say he's a bust yet. But I think they found a guy they can build off of, yeah.
Yeah. I like
Maybe not a franchise quarterback yet, but build off it right now.
Dad?
No, they ain't found no quarterback. Just because he played one good game. Come on now. No, not yet. No, not yet. Gonna have to string some actual playing to look good and play together, good week in, week out before they say that's our man right there. Let's start building around him.
But I mean, you kind of got to build around some. Well, I mean, you have to build around him when he has less than a second to throw in the pocket. Like,
I just don't
that's a good game too. A really good game.
I just don't think he's it yet.
Antonio?
I'm not sure. I think he's a great player, but I'm just not sure yet. It's way too early to tell.
Okay. I think, yeah. What I saw a lot from Justin Fields in the last game he played was he ran the ball. Like, it didn't matter how much time he had. He got out of the way and he ran. And if he can do that, plus throwing at least mediocre whenever they get people mediocre, whenever they get people around him, he'll be a lot better. And yeah, I think the Bears did find their quarterback. I think they need to replace their coach. Is their biggest thing? I think their coach is awful.
True, worst coach in the league.
Yeah. So
I think you good college quarterback. He ain't no NFL quarterback. That's what I think.
We're gonna go on. We're gonna go to our last sport of the day, fellas. We got the NBA. We actually have some serious NBA questions now. Season's up and going, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Golden State's off to a great start. They've only lost one game so far. All right. So has Golden State made themselves the favorites in the Western Conference? Antonio?
The favorites?
Yeah.
I already know what Tony's gonna say.
No.
No.
But definitely top 3, bro. It's fun to watch the Warriors play again, and it's so cool, bro. Like Stephen Curry is getting his role players involved, man. It's fun to watch. They're gonna be a big problem in the West, I think.
Okay. Blake?
I'll have to go with Antonio here. I mean, they're definitely not the favorite in the West or anything like that, but they are definitely a top team for sure.
What's happening to Antonio's camera? There it is. All right.
There.
Jake?
I'm not that into NBA, but I would say so considering they don't have Klay Thompson back yet. When they get him back, if they're already playing that good without him, I would say the sky's the limit for them.
Okay. Dad?
Nah, they started off Clay. I mean, not Clay, but shoot, what's his name?
Curry.
Yeah, Curry. Thank you. He started off hot. If you'll go back and look, his points are coming back down again, like it was last year. I don't think he can carry that team and play when he comes back. Then they might have a chance of being like the old team was. But right now, no, they're not the favorite in the West. I don't think.
All
I got a hot take. Oh wait, actually never.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
Go ahead.
I completely forgot about Kevin Durant, so never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. Okay. So, which team will get out of their early game slumps by dropping games they shouldn't? Okay. The Nets or the Lakers? Who gets out of it first? Blake?
The Nets or the Lakers?
Yeah. Who gets out of their slumps early? First.
Have Antonio can answer this question for me. Antonio, have we seen the Lakers even at like 100%, like as a group together
Yeah, but
with LeBron and everybody on the court?
yeah.
And how many games was that for? And did they win that game? Then they were on the court.
It's been a couple games. I think they're like 2 and 3 with them. Or they haven't played that many games.
I think them and the Nets are both 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't played. They played like 2 games together, I think, or 3, 2 or 3.
Okay. I think honestly, probably I want to say the Nets, but I feel like the Lakers are just because like if they're at 100% healthy, they're unstoppable. They're the best team without a doubt.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna interrupt you guys real fast. This is our last question, so the chat, if you guys want to ask us any questions, type them now, and we'll get to them. All right, continue, Blake.
I'm just gonna say the Nets because I mean all they really have to do is just find that rhythm again. They don't have Kyrie, so they gotta just find that rhythm with Kevin Durant and Harden, and I think they'll be perfectly fine, ready to go.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah. Patty Mills is filling in for Kyrie, and he's had some really good games. And Kyrie will be coming back. I think they'll gel, and they'll get it going. Matter of fact, I think Lakers will struggle because of who they picked up. He plays by himself. He does real good. Plays with other people. He struggles.
Westbrook.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe hopefully he proves me wrong, but because I like to see them do good, I just don't think they will.
Okay, Antonio.
I'm gonna go with the Nets just because the Lakers have so many new pieces that they added, and the Nets really haven't added anyone major than Patty Mills. But I think the Lakers are going to honestly need at least a month or 2, just to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Like they have to play together for a little bit to get it together. But I'm gonna go with the Nets just because they don't have as much to work on as the Lakers.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the Nets will pull out of their slump really quickly, considerably quicker than the Lakers will. I think Russell Westbrook will end up just being a bad signing. But they'll look good later in the season, though. Just give him time, but I don't think it's ever really going to completely work out with him. He's kind of a solo guy, anyways. I agree with Mike on that.
All right, I got. I'm actually gonna go with the Lakers. I think because I'm just not gonna go against LeBron in anything. That's like, that'd be like if we were sitting here back in the. Actually, I about said something really stupid. Never mind.
You about to
Go
say
with the
something about Tom
Lakers.
Brady?
What?
Was you about to say something about Tom Brady?
No, I was about to say that'd be like if we were sitting in the wrong. I was about to say the wrong error and talking about Michael Jordan, so I would have got clowned really bad. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go against LeBron in anything, because if we all sit here and say the Nets, it'll be the Lakers. So I'll just be the odd man out and say the Lakers. And I
I
think
think the Lakers are in the long run, but
Yeah.
short term.
I think they'll both. If you want my honest opinion, though, I think they'll both get out relatively to the same time. And honestly, I think it starts pretty shortly here. I think it starts later this week. I think when they both start getting out because their schedule gets a little easier, and I think they'll start winning some games and just get momentum.
I mean, 4-3 isn't the worst record to start off the season with.
No, it's still super early for basketball too. So I just thought I'd throw that in there and see what people said. All right, so we got a question here, okay, from Coach Caldwell himself. All right. He said, it's a college football question. He said, what is going on with the Gators? Antonio, you're also
My
a
man.
Gators fan, man. Go for it.
I can't escape it. All right, look. Fire every. No, I'm playing. But listen, I think the thing is that we're really young. We are, and you could definitely tell. Like whenever you're watching that game, it was really close. They made all those mistakes in a matter of like 2 plays. Like it was just ridiculous. And our play con is not the greatest. And our defense actually stepped up and played very well last weekend. But it's just turning the ball over. They turn the ball over so much. It's both quarterbacks too. It's not just like Emory's doing bad. It's both of them. Both of them have like 20 turnovers combined each.
Gosh,
And
that is crazy.
Yeah, like it's you can't turn the ball over that. It's a problem. It's a very big problem, and it's cost us a lot of games.
Yeah, Jake.
Wait, what?
What is going? What is going? Don't fall asleep on this, Jake. What is going on with the Gators?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch them. Just lucky.
I mean, that's
lucky
a
they played
fair
the balls
answer.
early, man.
Every
That's all I'm
weekend,
saying.
I have the same answer. Like I wanted to say, I don't know because there's so much you can just go on about. There's like a 20 note list that you could say. Like it's just it's that bad right now.
Dude, Jake sleepwalking. He said what? All right, Dad.
Antonio said it all. Didn't he just switch for quarterback?
Yeah.
He started.
So he didn't do much better, right?
No.
That's what I was saying. That's what I thought. Anyways, he just got a lot on. They've got to get it. I got to get it back to Gator football. We'll say,
Yeah. Okay. Blake.
Huh?
Yeah, God, it's the corner man, dude. Jake and Blake both just sleeping.
That upper corner.
Yeah, what is going on with the Gators?
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's just coaching. I think it's not Dan Mullen, but I think it's just the surrounding. I guess
Okay. All right, I think
just like OC and DC.
All day, bro. There's so many things wrong. So many things.
I think there's too much pressure on the offense because the defense can't get the job done. I think that's just the end of the day. But there's still no excuses to be throwing picks, especially pick sixes when they're like, it's literally that was literally a curl route, right? The pick six at halftime. It was a curl route, and it was an out route, and he just completely the corner's literally sitting there waiting for him to make the throw. And
that's a
he sees
linebacker,
that.
dog.
Yeah, and he throws it, and the linebacker just goes. He literally walks over there and catches the ball and runs it back in the end zone.
Yeah,
What are you doing? Yeah. And,
I mean, like our offense doesn't help our defense at all. Like, I mean, we turn the ball over and then he throws a ball over the top of his head because we're like 30 yards out from the end zone.
Yeah,
and it just doesn't help.
I think.
So.
I do think you keep Richardson in there though, and just stick with him at this point. Just because I think he has the broader future than Emory does. So I think you stick with him and build that offense around Richardson because, like you said, it's not much better with Richardson. So I would just stick the one I'm going to stick with going into the future, and I think for Florida it is Richardson. So, but Coach Caldwell said you all could talk about this one question for the entire podcast. That's true to a certain extent. There's a lot wrong with Florida. All right, we don't have any more questions, so I think that's it, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in and watching. We had a lot of viewers today at some points and some not. It went up and down, but had a good little podcast. I appreciate everyone being here. Okay, so listen, tell everyone here and everyone who's on the stream right now. Okay, we're gonna try to make Monday at 8:30 the official time going forward. Okay. And if you can't be here, the only way we'll reschedule it is if I can't be here because like it all like runs through me. So like if I can't be here, that's the only reason we'd reschedule it, right? But like if we can have at least 2 people here, we'll keep it. All right. So 8:30 on Mondays. All right. So try to like I can be there, and then if you can't, just let me know. All good. All right. And that goes for all the viewers too. That way you guys know what's going on. All right. So everyone, say bye. Bye.
See ya.